You talked about the person not being the problem.
Yep.
Because it's spiritual warfare that we're in. Can you help me understand that thinking? Because if somebody did something against me, that's them. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I mean, that guy cut me off. I know that's him.
Yeah.
That wasn't the devil that knocked down his window and told him to cut me off. So he is the problem.
Yeah. And again, it goes back to that hurting people.
Hurt people.
Hurt people. And it's the devil, ultimately, who is the father of lies. He's the one who comes and tells people those lies.
And if we're walking in that attitude, what it really says, I think this is what you're saying, is that you haven't renewed your mind. You're adopting what culture says is right and wrong.
Yes.
And that's why you know they're the problem, instead of saying, no, my battle is not with flesh and blood. This is an attack. I don't need to get better. I forgive that person. That guy that cut you off, he's probably on the way to the hospital with a pregnant woman in the back seat, and you just don't know it.
Yeah.
And God bless him and help him get there. And I've started to do that. I used to get angry on the road. I'm much more peaceful when I'm driving now. You know, it's just renewing your mind about that whole situation with unforgiveness and bitterness.
The thing that happens when we do not, one of the things, I should say this, that happens when we don't forgive is it hardens our heart. Right? When Jesus is addressed by the Pharisees, can we divorce our wives for just any reason? And Jesus would know in the beginning, God created them male and female, and what God has joined together, let not man separate it. And they said, well, Moses gave us the right to divorce. And Jesus, well, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives because of the hardness of your hearts. Okay? Jesus said, when there's a divorce, there's at least one hard heart. Well, in Ephesians chapter 4, it says, be tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave you. Okay, so the opposite of a hard heart, a tender heart, forgives. But a hard heart is a heart that refuses to forgive, right? And if there's stuff going on in your life and you're not forgiving, you have that hard heart. And it's hard to see it in yourself. And you really, I think what David said, search my heart and see if there's any wicked way in me. That's something we need to pray and say, God, if there's something in me, show me. Show me.
So we make our heart hard, but what you're saying is even if you've made your heart hard, you can make it tender again.
Oh, you can make it tender again, absolutely.
Man, there's a lot of hope in that.
Yes, there is.
For those who have walked in bitterness for so long, they've spoiled part of their own life. They're destroying themselves from the inside out. There's hope that they can get a tender heart again.
Yeah.
Not only towards people, but towards God.
Yeah. You may have heard me say this before, but when it comes to marriage, it's impossible to live with somebody 24/7, 365, and not have them say and do something stupid. All right? But if you'll forgive, you'll fall in love with the same person 1,000 times. When you forgive, it just changes everything. It changes everything. And according to Jesus, every divorce has at least one hard heart. Somebody who won't forgive. And when you don't forgive, it's like you put those colored glasses on and you just don't see all the great things that drew you to that person in the beginning and the great qualities they have.